I got banned from practicing martial arts. Let me explain. As most of you know, I am a highly trained and skillful budoka, and I've been practicing under many different schools and disciplines for the past 20 years. So why was I banned? The story begins 23 years ago. I did not have a lot of experience with Japanese martial arts, but I was naturally pretty strong and eager to fight. I also always carried with me my trusty bokken, which I used to beat up rude punks who stood in my way. As you can probably tell, this was during my rebellious delinquent arc, as much as it pains me to admit that, and it's something that is part of my black history. Anyway, one day I was walking down the street with my bokken, and I noticed a karate dojo. I was not part of the dojo, but I decided to enter, because I wanted to fight some strong opponents. But they were no challenge in the slightest. I treated every single fight I engaged in as a fight to the death, and I used every single trick and technique I had in my arsenal. Back then, all of my moves consisted of atemi, and with them I ended up defeating 3 opponents in the dojo. But I was then reprimanded and kicked out of the dojo by a very angry sensei. I figured they were just mad and baka because of my superior skills, so I ended up paying a visit to a few more dojos, and the same event transpired, and I was kicked out. I was very annoyed because they wouldn't let me fight, so I decided to apply for one of the dojos to join them. But my application was completely rejected. The Swedish Karate Association banned me from practicing martial arts. For life. It seems that word had traveled about someone they referred to as Kensei visiting multiple dojos and beating up their students, and they wanted nothing to do with me. But what was the issue here? What did I do wrong? Well, what I failed to realize is that in a dojo you engage in kumite. Kumite is meant for training and learning techniques, and should never be treated as real fights. I was not aware of that, so I ended up using a lot of forbidden techniques that are considered unethical. Strikes against the solar plexus, to the temples, under the nose, under the chin, to the throat, and in the genitals are strictly forbidden. I also used my bokken, as using objects around me to my advantage would mean that I would secure my victory. I had disrespected the spirit of kumite and in turn the martial way, which is why I feel shame when I revisit these memories. What I did was wrong, and I should have never acted that way in a dojo setting. But I learned from my mistakes, and today I consider myself a strong, respectful, and humble budoka. And that is how